The investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance had intensified with each passing day as law enforcement teams meticulously coordinated searches across neighborhoods, remote desert trails, and areas previously thought to hold no leads, while simultaneously analyzing every shred of evidence available, from the black glove to surveillance footage to witness reports, each piece treated as potentially pivotal, and forensic teams worked tirelessly, running tests for fingerprints, DNA, fiber traces, and even microscopic environmental residues that could provide insight into the masked figure's movements, all the while maintaining careful documentation to ensure the chain of evidence remained intact, knowing that any error could compromise the entire case and that the smallest overlooked clue could make the difference between resolution and continued uncertainty. Amid the operational intensity, Nancy's family remained a driving force behind public awareness, their daily appeals and heartfelt updates, keeping the community engaged and focused on the urgency of her safe return, their voices conveying both fear and hope, emphasizing her vulnerability, her reliance on medication, and the human stakes of a case that had captured widespread attention, and their involvement underscored how missing person investigations are never purely technical but are deeply intertwined with the emotional realities of those directly affected, amplifying the pressure on authorities while simultaneously creating a network of vigilance that could generate leads that might otherwise be missed. The black glove, still under rigorous forensic scrutiny, became a symbol of the case itself, embodying both the fragility and potential of tangible evidence, with labs conducting layered analyses to detect fingerprints, biological traces, and fibers that could be compared against databases of known offenders, previous incidents, and behavioral patterns. And while results were awaited, investigators continued to follow every possible lead, sometimes retracing the same paths multiple times, interviewing neighbors repeatedly, and reassessing the surveillance footage frame by frame, knowing that the convergence of even minor observations could reveal patterns invisible at first glance, and that the discipline of patience and meticulous review was as crucial as any field search or forensic test. Community engagement remained a double-edged sword. While tips, reports, and neighborhood vigilance supplied valuable information, authorities had to carefully separate credible leads from speculation, ensuring that resources were directed efficiently without jeopardizing operational integrity, and this delicate balance highlighted the complex interplay between public attention and investigative precision, where the involvement of ordinary citizens, fueled by concern and curiosity, could both aid and challenge the progress of the search, yet remained an indispensable element of a high-stakes ongoing investigation. Every day, the search teams combine human intuition with technology, using drones to scan unreachable areas, K9 units to detect traces that might elude human senses, and behavioral analysts to project possible routes and hideouts, a multi-layered approach that reflected the extraordinary lengths required to investigate a disappearance where physical evidence is scarce and time is of the essence, and the painstaking effort illustrated how modern investigations rely not only on science and procedure but on the seamless coordination of multiple disciplines, each contributing its own perspective to the larger mosaic of understanding and reinforcing the stark reality that persistence, diligence, and vigilance are indispensable when pursuing resolution. Amid the complexity and intensity, the central question remained unrelenting. Could the black glove, combined with surveillance footage, witness reports, and the exhaustive investigative efforts, finally provide the breakthrough necessary to locate Nancy Guthrie and bring her safely home, or would it remain one more piece of a puzzle that refused to reveal its secrets, suspended in tension as investigators, family and community alike grappled with uncertainty, hope, and fear, and in that uncertain space, every discovery, every tip, every meticulous analysis served as a reminder of the extraordinary commitment required to pursue truth in cases defined by their mystery, their emotional stakes, and the relentless drive of those unwilling to let go until resolution is achieved. As law enforcement expanded their perimeter, aerial surveillance and K-9 units scoured areas previously considered unlikely, testing theories of escape routes and hideouts, while analysts evaluated environmental factors such as wind, soil composition, and terrain features that could influence the movement of both Nancy and the masked figure. And in parallel, digital forensic teams sifted through geolocation data, phone pings, and traffic camera footage, attempting to identify patterns that could suggest the next step in the investigation, a methodical layering of evidence that emphasized the fusion of science, instinct, and operational strategy required to solve a disappearance of this magnitude, and demonstrated how modern investigative methods blend technology and human intuition to trace paths invisible to the untrained eye. Throughout this period, Nancy's family remained a constant, unwavering presence, issuing repeated appeals for her safe return and emphasizing her age, health, and dependence on medication, their emotional intensity matched by the community's vigilance as neighbors and social media followers alike scoured streets, shared tips, and analyzed footage. And while some leads proved fruitless, every interaction and observation was logged, verified, and considered within the larger investigative framework, reinforcing the notion that in high-profile missing person cases, public engagement can both aid the investigation and create pressure to maintain precision and accuracy, a balance that investigators navigated with extreme care. The forensic examination of the black glove continued to yield new insights, with specialists meticulously analyzing fibers, trace materials, and microscopic residues that might indicate where it had been, who had worn it, or what environmental conditions it had been exposed to. Each result cross-referenced with databases of known individuals, previous criminal activity, and behavioral profiles, while lab teams debated the significance of minute findings, aware that any confirmed link could transform a tenuous search into a focused operation, and that the absence of findings could just as easily redirect the investigation or eliminate certain leads, highlighting the delicate balance between expectation and uncertainty that governs complex investigations. Meanwhile, behavioral experts and law enforcement strategists convened repeatedly to assess possible scenarios, reconstructing the masked figure's likely decision-making, estimating timeframes, and projecting potential movements based on psychological profiling and known behavioral patterns. In every strategy-informed search deployment, from neighborhood canvassing to desert expeditions, each step a calculated attempt to anticipate and counter the unpredictable actions of someone operating under unknown motives, yet every decision was grounded in careful analysis of evidence, balancing the need for speed against the risk of misstep, with the knowledge that Nancy's safety and the success of the operation depended on both precision and persistence.